Karen Neal, the Urban Horticulture Agent.
I'm Peggy Lewis, 4-H agent.
And I'm Shannon Wiley, 4-H agent.
And we want to tell you about a couple of opportunities to create some handmade gifts that come out of our Junior Master Gardener program. This is a program that all the ACES teachers in Guilford County have been trained in, and they have this at their schools as a resource guide. So you may find some of your children have actually participated with some of these activities. But the activities we're going to talk about today are fun things that you can do with your child, get them interested in gardening in a real easy, creative way, and they also make nice holiday gifts for family members, and this is really going to help in regards to your budget as well. Most of these things cost very little, if anything, and again, like I said, tie right back into gardening, so you get a chance to get your child into gardening while you're saving money at the same time. Today I'm going to show you a little bit about making topiaries. The holiday season, you'll start to notice topiaries such as this wonderful rosemary at grocery stores and even the hardware centers and garden centers. And these are fairly easy to make. You just need a little bit of guidance. This happens to be a rosemary topiary, and a couple things I want to point out. One is when they sell them to you, the little decorative container has no holes at the bottom. So you'll find when you water this, the water comes through the pot and gets collected in the little decorative container, and you want to make sure you're not overwatering it, because these are very sensitive to wet feet and would actually cause root rot within. So that's, if you're buying one of these, make sure that you're not overwatering it. But to make your own, all you really need is a 4-inch container of rosemary officinalis, which is just a standard rosemary. And what you're going to start doing from the time it's young is decide on a shape and then start training it. So in this case, as new growth comes out, you're just clipping that right off. And of course, when you clip it off, you can use it in cooking as well. So again, just following the outline that you've created, just clipping those new growth pieces so that we are keeping and maintaining that nice shape that we've got. So that's it as far as creating one with a live, an herb and creating a standard growing plant. And the art of creating topiaries is when we actually are taking a plant and changing its form, creating a very decorative ornamental form. Another one that's very easy to do is where we're creating a standing topiary, but we're training something like a vine to grow on it. In this case, I simply took a coat hanger. Here's one that's blue, but you untwist that, and this may take you a little bit of time to get it all straightened out, but what you're going to do is create a somewhat of a stand at the bottom, and then you can, this one happens to fit in this pot I've got here, you want a length of the coat hanger that's going to be your stem, and then at the top, this is a very simple form, but this is just a circular type of form. I've seen them where they've been done as hearts. If you want it to be a globe, in that case, what you might want to do is some floral wire and create or build around this to create more of a globe type of a form. But we're going to work this into, and just fiddle with it until you get it like you like, and then work it into your pot so that it is sitting in the center. Now, it may not stand upright by itself until you get the soil in there. So we're going to put a little bit of soil in. And then in this case, what we're going to do is actually use ivy. Ivy is great because you can actually root your own cuttings. In this case, these were some that were just growing in the yard, rooted them in water and potted them up and let them get some good root system to them, and that's what we're going to use. Otherwise, you could go to the garden center and simply purchase an ivy. And this is beautiful by itself in a nice decorative container, but look at this. This is not difficult. We've got our rooted ivy that, I'm going to tip this way so it doesn't fall over, that doesn't really cost us much. We're going to separate those roots some, put it here in our container, and pull one over on this side and one on the other. Come back with some soil over the top, making sure we try to keep our form right there in the middle of the pot. Notice now we've got it standing by itself. Now we're going to take the ivy, the first one, and twist it around that stem. Working it up until we get to the top, and then we're going to start twisting it around our hoop up here. Now we're going to do the same thing with the other, but we're going to twist it in the opposite direction. And I'm going to show you what to do with these when we finish up twisting here. Okay, when you've got it on your stem, come back with your scissors and simply clip off those that are growing on our stem here. The reason we're going to do that is look how it makes that just a nice clean stem, the twisted bark up the stem here, and we are going to have to fiddle with it because it's not in the middle of our container. We're going to keep clipping this off. So we've got our, and I'm going to actually just clip this right here, and the same thing on this side to see if we can't force some more growth. But look how very simple, inexpensive. In fact, in this case, if you had ivy in your yard and you rooted it, you don't have but a cup of soil that you're going to be using in a container like this. And again, this ivy, we'll just take him out of there. Look how attractive. We buy a fancy container, we pot up a topiary that you made yourself, and this makes a great gift for the holiday season. And but what you want to do is, after it's been potted up like this, your job now is to start to maintain it. Make sure that as it grows, you keep twisting it around your hoop. Make sure that you're pruning to keep that nice shape that you're starting to create here. So again, these are fun activities using plant material that you've got in your landscape, or purchasing plant material that you in fact are training to create shapes that fit the holiday season. One last quick one that you can also do, this is great with kids, is forcing bulbs. And I just grabbed this. These happen to be the rocks that you can buy for fish tanks, and these are paper white narcissus, and all you do is put the paper white narcissus just kind of anchored into the rocks here with just enough water at the top of the rocks, and they will start, you'll see here, this one's starting to form its roots that go down and will anchor it in the rocks, and up the foliage will come, and within a 2 to 3 week period you'll have wonderful blooms. So it's when you want to start ahead of time. But this again makes a great, easy, homemade gift that your kids can learn about gardening, as well as have something they can give to their grandparents or aunts and uncles as well.